Hi everyone, welcome to Veru. Today I'm looking at Veru, and it's been a while since I've done a video on this company because they literally have not released any news lately at all. Probably because they're waiting on the only news that they are waiting on, which is literally the FDA. Like, we go to their latest news. It's the last announcement was December the 5th, when they released their fourth quarter financial report. And apart from that, really nothing at all. So the question is this good news or bad news? Because is no news good news? And that's, well, potentially, like, if we think about it in this scenario, that, hey, if the FDA was going to say no outright, it doesn't take 2 months to say no. Unless the FDA is just like, oh, is there a file on that table that says Veru? Are we meant to do something with that file? Before we went on holiday for Christmas and New Year's, and they're probably saying, yeah, actually, let's get back to it. But who knows? or the other scenario is that they're looking at this and they're going, actually, we need to come up with a timeline, a framework that if we were to approve this, we need to give them all the details, and this takes time, and they're also very busy, so these things take time. Potentially, it can take 3-4 months. I think, yeah, like I've seen that some timelines for these take even up to 5 months, which is really not ideal. But 2 months, and if they are actually thinking about approval, the longer they take, the kind of more positive it seems, because why take so much time if you're just going to say no? It doesn't take a lot to say no, or maybe just being really, really awkward, and they just send Veru a text and go, "Sorry, but we're just gonna have to say no." They didn't have the guts to go to the CEO and meet him up in person and go, "Actually, we thought long and hard about this. Sorry for wasting all your time. I know you spent a lot of effort on this." But no, no. It sounds like it's currently it's quite positive, because why else would you take so much time? Of course, we have been in a holiday period, of course, but still 2 months. If you're taking 2 months, it is a good sign they're actually thinking about this in a lot of detail, and potentially we may hear from them in maybe a month or two. I don't think that we'll be hearing from them this month at all. Just because it sounds like they're probably taking their time to think about these things, and there's so much detail in there that I think, that it's just going to take time. But in a sense, it's good. It's a good sign, because it means they're actually putting in some consideration into it. It'll be extremely weird if we wait like 3-4 months and then it's just a no. That would be really weird. Because that would really, like, that would be super super kind of like procrastination by the FDA to just like take a lot of time and then just give something out that's like a real simple no. Hopefully that's not the case. Where, if they're actually on the ball, they're doing their work. If they're taking that much time, it's likely that they're thinking about how can they approve it while also getting another trial done. And it sounds like that's going to be more the case. Or else, why take so much time? So I don't think it's dead in the water. And also at the same time with COVID, like, you see what's happening in China right now, and COVID's just going everywhere. And potentially it spreads much more around the world as well. So I don't think COVID's ending anytime soon. So Veru has, a good runway in terms of, if there is an approval, they've got a good time to commercialize what they have. And if they get denied, they do have time to fix it as well. And by the time they get another trial done, that's around 6 months, and uh, their drug will still be relevant, but of course it won't be as lucrative as if they were to get out the door right now, of course. So you got to look at it in that sense. Around at this current pricing, I don't know if there's actually that much more risk involved, because the price is really low. But of course, it can be lower. Of course, it can be. I think if they do get it rejected from the FDA, potentially we will see $2-3 as the price point, because there's not a lot else that's kind of going for the company apart from their other kind of sexual health businesses, which they are getting going. Assuming if they actually cut some of their other costs, they can actually make this a profitable company, but their ambitions seem much bigger than just settling for some meager profits. They kind of want to make this company into a giant if they could. Currently, they're not really succeeding, but if FDA, with a stroke of a pen, says you are approved, then of course they could make this company massive, because an injection of billions of dollars of revenue and in profits into what they're doing right now could just mean, yeah, it would do wonders in terms of advancing what they're doing right now. But that's thinking way too far ahead. Right now, we're literally just waiting on FDA. Everyone is. All the other countries that have probably got that same application, wondering what they should decide, and then they're just going, actually, we'll just decide what the FDA decides. So that's a real easy way for them. So apart from that, share price $5.29. It's just basically just been trending back and forth in this time. I expect it to just stay more of the in this sort of kind of $5 zone, 5, 6, within that zone, until we actually hear something positive, which will take its time. Like, I don't think anything's happening too quick anytime soon, and I don't think the share price is changing too much anytime soon, unless they have some other news that we're not expecting that comes out, and it's a good development and it's positive, then that could get the share price going as well. But in the meantime, the company does have a very limited runway in terms of the cash they have before they have to raise more money. So they need to have an approval soon, or else the more time it goes, the more money that they burn. I think that's going to end up with the share price being sold down, because people start to fear that the company is running out of money. How are they going to fund themselves? Potentially they're going to have to do a cash raise. And then there's a lot of negativity going on. Right now it's holding okay, and it could just go any way. Like, it could go really positive with an FDA decision, or if the other countries decide that they want to make a decision anytime soon, that could also go in Veru's favor. If not, either they burn so much money that the share price doesn't do well, or a decision does come out from any country and it's negative, then that could also send the share price down as well. So even though the share price has dropped quite a bit since when it used to trade in the teens, there's still quite a large exposure in terms of risk in itself, that the company risks basically burning all the money they have. Of course, the positive part that could come out is they get their sexual health business going really strongly, and then basically that itself can fund the whole business. They don't have to raise any money, and they potentially could end up producing a profit if they can get things going, because they do have some good potential there. But of course, all the focus has been on the COVID treatment, which is what could literally just change the whole company overnight, given how much revenue could bring, of course. That's all I really have to say around that. I just thought I'd just do an update. Of course, there's been no news, and potentially I don't think there might be news anytime soon, especially if the FDA is actually taking this serious and they are actually thinking about a detailed schedule and also how things can be run in terms of Veru's approval, and then also them running another trial, because basically FDA knows they're going to be flush with cash if they get an approval, so getting them to do another trial is not going to be that egregious, Right, okay, until then, good luck investing, everyone.